Top 25 Pokemon cards under $10 right now. This includes anything from Sword and Shield all the way to the most recent set, Destined Rivals. Let's get into it. But real quick, I do want to say this market is very volatile, especially when it comes to cards under $10. So I'm not saying anything in here is going to, jump up to $50, but you can maybe find some games and some hidden gems inside of these top 25 here. Starting off with just $1, you can get Jinx, this Silver Tempest Trainer Gallery. Jinx, an original 151 Pokemon. I think it's a decent little card, and for $1, you can add it to your personal collection, and it actually kind of sells decent for being a $1 card still. I mean, there are cards from newer sets that do way worse than this Jinx card, so maybe a solid pickup, and, if you lose a couple dollars for this card, oh well. Infernape from Twilight Masquerade, we have... Its market price is 11, so it's close, but you can find some listed under 10 if you really, really look. But I think it's a pretty sick card. One of the better illustration rares from Twilight Masquerade, so I put Infernape here. This one also sells pretty decent. Next up, Wo-Chien EX, mainly because it's a special illustration rare right around the $10 mark, and it doesn't have the greatest sales. Like, there'll be a few of these that sell per day, at least listed here on TCG Player. But it's a special illustration. Paldea Vault does have a ton of special illustrations, like 30 plus, but that just makes this card even harder to pull. So for $10, you get a special illustration, a card that's really, really hard to pull, and it looks decent. If you like the green forest jungle type, sure, why not? $10. Now, here's the newest one that is included. It's the Destined Rivals Team Rocket's Raticate. I think this is a neat little artwork. I've seen a lot of hate on the cartoonish artworks when it comes to the Destined Rivals release, but I don't mind them. I mean, it's a little bit different than normal. I think it's an okay card. It's debuted at $9. This probably, you give it a month or two, it'll drop down to like $5, I bet you. So maybe wait on this one, but I do think it's a solid choice. All right, continuing on, we have Lickitung here, right under $10. This is an illustration rare from Temporal Forces. It's just a neat little illustration rare card. Lickitung is a Pokemon that does get a pretty solid amount of screen time within the anime. So, I mean, if that's what you kind of base some of your cards on, sure. And it's overall just a nice little artwork that I think could be solid. There are some really good ones in here, and there are some meh ones. I think this is more of a meh one. And this isn't ranked from 25 to 1. This is just straight up 25 cards that I think are solid. Next up, Paradox Rift Gardevoir, or Garbodor, not Guard of War, but Garbodor. This is a cool card. I mean, just take a look at it. This is Garbodor sitting on top of a pile of junk. Nice blue skies behind him. It just looks good. It's a nice, pleasing artwork. $8 for this card. Sales are they're all right. It's kind of impressive how much better sales Jinx has than some of these other ones that are much, much newer. That's why I like that Jinx card there. But Garbodor, pretty solid one. Pretty good option, I think. Pinsir from Twilight Masquerade. This is one I've talked about quite often. It did get pumped a little bit to like $15 there late February, early March, but it's down 32% the past 3 months, 9%, 10% this month. Quite a few of them did sell, or I guess 40 sold on that big Mayhem sale, but there's a few of these selling every day, and I think it's a nice one. Pinsir, another Pokemon that you see in the anime a lot, and it's a cool artwork. So one of my favorite ones here. Obsidian Flames has so many underrated cards. I got a couple more from Obsidian Flames in this list. But Caesar, the illustration rare, $9.28. This is one that got pumped up a little bit again. Nearly doubled in price there in February. Data seems to be broken, or maybe it didn't sell, but it looks like it was selling pretty strong in May. So I think Data is a little broken. This is a card that sells decent. You can find it under $10, or if you want to just pay a little bit more, get near mint one for $10 to $11. Caesar, sick card. I like it. Squawkability EX. Here's another one of those Paldea Evolved special illustrations that's just really cheap. And Squawkability, one of the newer Pokemon, and that's why these ones probably just don't have as much, hype, and people don't really care about them as much because it's the newer Pokemon. People don't really care that much about the newer Pokemon unless they're like the starters or whatnot. But still, it's a special illustration for under $10. Sales data, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst that we've seen. Next up, Bloom, one of the most underrated cards in all of Pokemon from Obsidian Flames. Got pumped up to $16 there during the hype phase when everything was getting pumped. Fallen since 50% down. 15% down. Might still continue to go down, but right now it's sitting around $7 to $8. So I don't think that's a terrible price at all to get this card. Absolutely beautiful illustration rare, and this is one of my top cards for sure from all sets. Next up, we have Tangela illustration rare from 151. This is, kind of it's a one of the meh ones. This is one of the lowest 151 illustration rares, but pretty good amount sold. This has better sales data than most other cards that we've shown so far. So definitely selling, definitely a card people want. Maybe people trying to master set or whatnot, but $6 for this card. Neat little Tangle artwork, nothing too crazy within it, but cool little illustration rare. One of the cheapest in 151. Spidops EX. I'm a big fan of these cheap special illustrations. This is from Scarlet and Violet base, and if you actually get the illustration rare of Tarantula, they connect to each other. See how this string is going downwards? Tarantula is down there. So it's pretty cool little duo cards that you could get, but this one is a special illustration. Pretty hard to pull these special illustrations, and I mean, has pretty dang good sales data. Like 8 to 10 of these selling per day for $5. I remember I picked up a couple of these a few months ago. It's a decent add to your collection for $5. May as well. Execute, another $5 to $6 card here. An illustration rare from Surging Sparks. Really cool little Execute card. Definitely the best Execute card. If you like Execute, it's the best Execute card there is. Execute, not the most popular Pokemon, but you're not going to find a ton of them under $10 here. It did get pumped to around 15 in that big hype period, but it's back down to where it was pretty much. It was around $4 before then, and now sitting around $5. So definitely pick it up for $5. Another one from Surging Sparks, Braviary. I love these like pastel paint like artworks, and this is a really cool one for Braviary, the illustration rare. $5 once again. This is a preference thing, but I think these artworks are really cool and definitely a bit different from the usual artworks that you see. So it's like almost a Starry Night vibe with how it's painted on there. For $5, why not grab a Braviary? Noibat from Journey Together, one of the newer ones, for $4.60. This one don't have a ton of reason other than I think it's just a really sick artwork. You got Noibat chilling in a cave here, a nice river flowing underneath of Noibat there, and it's just cool. It's a nice looking illustration rare for less than $5. I had to put it on the list. I think it's cool. If you've been a long time follower, I've talked about this card so much. The Larvitar from Obsidian Flames. It's not the craziest artwork by any means, but Tyranitar is a big card. A lot of people love to collect the Tyranitars. You got a Larvitar illustration rare for like $3. I mean, why not buy it? Just like may as well. And I think it has some decent sales data. It looks to be a little bit broken, but before then, every few days or so, it was selling 25 to 50, even 70 items some days. So it's a very popular card that people are buying. So in the future, people might still want to buy it. If they're buying it now, they can buy it in the future. And now next up, we got Paradox Rift Dottler illustration rare. A random one, yes, but the vibes of this card are elite. You got the sunset there, a bunch of Dottler chilling on a mountain. I think this is a very underrated artwork. And once again, one of those styles that you don't see too often. And it's a cool little artwork style that it's in. So I think it's decent. Doesn't sell the best. Maybe 10 on a good day that sell. But for $3.50, you can add this to your collection. And maybe you'll go up to like $10 one day. You never know. But a very underrated card from Paradox Rift. I think it's beautiful. Fracture from Shrouded Fable. An illustration rare right around $10. It's a neat one. You got the Axew playing in the back. Fracture chilling on this big waterfall. I think it's cool. It's a nice Fracture card, especially for people who like Axew and Haxorus, because I know there's a lot of fans of those guys out there. Definitely, maybe for a set that could potentially happen in the future. And for sales data, not the best. A few selling every day. Next up, Spheal from Surging Sparks. This is a pretty popular one. It's got a little bit better data than most others. An illustration rare from Surging Sparks. I think it's a cool one. I've seen a lot of people hype this one up on TikTok in the past few months. Whenever did it get pumped up? Yeah, it did get pumped up. So that February to March area, Went around $12, but now back down to where it was beforehand, around $6. So a great time to pick it up if you were ever looking to pick it up. I think it's cool. And now here we go. We're getting into some of the like Sword and Shield stuff. There wasn't a ton of options, honestly. Like I could throw in any random gold and rainbow card because they're all around like 6 to 10 to 15 bucks. But one I do like is the Brilliant Stars Galarian Zapdos. I think it's a nicer gold than some of the other ones, and it's the Galarian version, but Zapdos, pretty nice card. It's right around $10. Most recent sale under $10. It doesn't sell too often, but still, it's a nice card to have in your collection, I think. Next up, Mew VMAX Secret Rare from Lost Origin, right around 10 bucks. You know, maybe it's a little bit over, but most recent sale $9.39. I think this is a neat card. You don't see cards like this anymore, and we probably won't. There's only a few cards really with this like black and then, you know, goldish tint on it. Like, it's a much different gold card compared to that Zapdos, you know what I'm saying? So it's very much a taste thing. Some of you may really dislike how this looks, and but for 10 bucks, I think it's decent enough and maybe more of a anomaly, much farther down many years in the future. So yeah, not a lot of sales on this one. Machamp VMAX, this is one of the better, you know, under $10 rainbow rares that I think you could find. This is also an Astral Radiance. Machamp is the chase card in Astral Radiance, and Astral Radiance has been going up in price because a lot of that Sword and Shield stuff has been starting to go up since it's getting more and more out of print the further and further we get on. And, you know, it's a decent one. All the rainbows are about the same. They're like a full art button rainbow version, so there's nothing crazy that sets it apart other than the Pokemon that's on the card. Machamp's the chase in the set, so it's okay. You know, one of the meh ones. Next up, Greedent V in alternate art from Fusion Strike for under $10. I've talked about this one several times as well. An alt art from Fusion Strike is very, very hard to pull. Greedent V for $10 may as well. It's going to cost you way less to get Greedent V for 10 than it will to pull Greedent V out of some packs. I'll tell you what, because one pack is more than this card right now. And for an alternate art, may as well. May as well get it. Same with this one from Fusion Strike, even less, $4, Sandaconda V. Very, very, very mid artwork. Got a person sitting there, a heater, a space heater next to him, and he's just sleeping. For an alt art, is very mid, but for $4, it's not that bad. And it's going to take you a lot more packs to pull this card than just buying 10 of these for $4. So that's what I like. And then last one on the list here is Conkeldurr, another alternate art from Pokemon Go, $3. Very, you know, basic artwork. That's why these cards are as cheap as they are. They're basic, yes, but it's an alternate art nonetheless. In Pokemon Go, not the most sought after set. This one not selling very often. Same with some of these, but still, we're under $10 here. Your options are going to be slim. But if I had to pick some favorites, it'd be, you know, Infernape, Jinx. I think Garbodor is a great option. I really like some of these special illustrations here, like Spidops, Wocheen, any of these other ones. Braviary's a beautiful artwork. Dottler's a beautiful artwork. And then, you know, some of these are pretty basic illustration rares, but I like the artworks between them, some of the Pokemon on them, and some of them have potential. Like maybe this becomes very sought after in the future just because it's, you know, something that Pokemon might not do, this type of print, this gold and black print. Who knows? But those are my top 25. Let me know if I missed any. I'll see you in the next video.